week's vlog, I'm just going to review the news now. It's not all the news, but it's just the stuff I find a little bit strange. So, Daniel Seaman, he's social media director of Israel. He only got suspended for making inappropriate statements on his personal Facebook page. Well, it's a personal page. His views, his opinions are personal. It has nothing to do with his job. Why are corporations and police and judges and everybody invading our personal space? It's idiotic. It's stupid. Who gave them the right to come spy out on us personally? Like, seriously. You don't go screaming. Like, most of Hollywood hires people to do their Facebook stuff. Hire them to do their tweeters. It's insane. So Daniel Seaman, dude, hopefully you get what you want. And hopefully you start a precedent and people stop violating our privacy and our own opinions should be ours. Like, I don't force my opinions on any of you guys. You guys don't force it on me. We can share it. It's just like Howard Stern says. You don't like it, change the channel, turn off the video. You do, watch, enjoy, read it. If something's inappropriate, well, it's inappropriate to somebody else who's reading it. Maybe they took it out of context. Maybe they decided, you know what, I'm going to read into it more than I should. Who knows? Who knows what? I don't care. I don't know the guy. I don't judge him. I have no qualms about the man. I just think that people gotta just take a chill pill, relax. It's a personal Facebook. Probably talks to his niece, his nephew's wife, whatever. He shares information with them. It's for him and his buddies. Leave it out of his business life. Next. In Russia, anti-gay laws. Can you believe this stuff? With all of this going on, the amount of idiots that protest in stupid ways boggles the mind. I mean, I read that some bars around the world stopped serving Russian vodka in protest of Russia's anti-gay laws. Now, athletes painted their fingernails in rainbow colors as a show of support for gays and lesbians in Russia. Like, really? Who are these people? 2 Swedish athletes did this. A high jumper and a sprinter. Emma Green, Trigaro, and Mau Helmer. And a pole vaulter from Russia publicly said, I support the law. Her name was Yelena Isibayeva. Amazing. Your personal opinions are your personal opinions. Now, don't go into a country and try to change their laws. You don't live there. It's not your country. Leave them alone. It makes you think, where will you draw the line? If you leave a country that supports gay rights to go to a country that doesn't support gay rights, that's your choice. If you're gay and you're in North America, you're left alone. You're free to be gay. And you're free to be gay in Russia. You're just not free to publicly speak about it or promote it. I mean, people are going nuts and they don't even understand the law and how it's written. I mean, even an American runner, Nick Simmons, he freaked at her. And he dedicated his medal to gay and lesbian friends. That's his opinion. That's his way of dealing with it. You know what? Shut up. You made your point. Just tell them, I don't agree with it. I think she should agree with it. I think she shouldn't. That's an opinion. And I've always been told, you know what they say about opinions. So, let's see. Now, the United States Olympic Committee, the USOC, they amazed me. They said athletes at the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi should comply with the Russian law that bans homosexual propaganda. The athletes are always going into countries with laws different than her own country. They're going to agree with those laws in some ways. They're going to disagree with those laws in other ways. Their chief executive, Scott Blackmun, Blackmun, told Russia's Our Sport channel, "It's our strong desire that our athletes comply with the laws of every nation that we visit. This law is no different. We'll leave the diplomacy on the legal issues to the diplomats, and we're not going to get involved. And we're still looking to the IOC for some leadership in this issue, the International Olympic Committee." So, now, Russia's anti-gay law, it's not even an anti-gay law, it's an anti-gay propaganda law, was passed in June. The law, signed by Russian President Vladimir Putin on July 29th, makes it a crime to show public expression of support for non-traditional relationships. In other words, you can't publicly condone gay relationships. Gay, lesbian, transvestite, you cannot publicly show support for those types of relationships. That's all it says. You cannot go tell people, hey, being gay is better. You can't tell people, hey, being gay is different. You can't say anything about it. Nobody goes around saying, hey, heterosexuality, that's the way to go. We don't promote it. We don't. I mean, everyone knows. And someone asked me my stance on this, and I was like, simple. I don't have a problem with gay and lesbian and transvestite. I don't have a problem with any relationship at all. I have friends that are gay and lesbian, and, well, don't have a transvestite friend yet, but I'm working on it. Anyhow, my opinion is this. You're free to do what you want as long as you don't force it on me. You know, you're free to wear your burqa, but don't force it on me. Now, that's a whole other can of worms. The whole Muslim situation with the burqa laws, and I mean, Australia said it best. They said, if you don't like the laws, go to a country where you're allowed to do this. For national security, for security of our people, why should we allow people to not have photo IDs? That just makes no sense whatsoever. So, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Now, this law doesn't explicitly ban participation in gay pride parades or promotion of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender equality online. So, you can take part in a gay parade and you can promote it online all you want. But anyone wearing a rainbow flag on the street or writing about gay relationships on Facebook, for instance, could be accused of propagandizing. So now both the International Olympic Committee and FIFA have asked the Russian government for more clarification. It remains unclear if the new law will be enforced during the Olympics or the World Cup. Now, I don't understand what the issue is. Homosexual relationships have been legal in Russia since 1993. Consensual same-sex relationships remain a crime in at least 76 countries worldwide. Now, there's a list of a bunch of different countries and their gay and lesbian issues. Now, you want to really complain? Complain about these countries. Cameroon. Homosexual conduct there is punishable with a fine and up to 5 years in jail. 5 years. Are they complaining about Cameroon? No. Idiots. Uganda. In Uganda, they have some of the harshest anti-gay laws in Africa. Do you know what their sentences for homosexuality can go from 14 years to life imprisonment? It's crazy. Burundi. April 2009, Burundi's lower house of government passed a law completely outlawing homosexuality and homosexual activity, with prison sentences for anyone convicted going from 2 months to 3 years. Iran's a whole different color of worms, but under the Penal Code of the Islamic Republic of Iran, adopted in 1979 revolution, death is a potential punishment for homosexuality. Kissing another man or woman in public may result in 60 lashes. And they're trying to update their penal code. And they did so in May 2013, and they criminalized homosexual identity rather than the acts, making it punishable by 31 to 74 lashes. You can get whipped in Iran. Like, do they complain about these places? No. Qatar's anti-homosexual laws are being looked at now while they're preparing to host the 2022 World Cup. Now, Qatari law, which is law in Qatar, considers homosexuality a crime, and it's a criminal offense that's punishable by up to 7 years in jail, or a life term if one of the two parties is under 16 years of age. And the Islamic Sharia law in Qatar is on the books. So that means it only applies to Muslims. And it dictates death for homosexual acts committed by married persons and flogging for homosexual acts committed by unmarried individuals. Now, of all places, we should also look, guess what? Jamaica has one too. In 1864, back in Victorian days, they had what's called a buggery law. Now, the buggery law, it basically prohibits male homosexual relations. Now, it's rarely enforced there, but it's there. And the laws carry with them a sentence of up to 10 years of hard labor. And buggery is a term for male, and male and male sexual activity. So it's funny because lesbians are not covered in this. Now, on the lighter side, well, not the lighter side, it just blows my mind. A stuntman he recently died. The person by the name of Mark Sutton. He died during wing diving. Now, wing diving makes a human being look like a flying squirrel. It's not the smartest thing in the world to do. And basically, you look like you're flying, and then you pull out your parachute, and off you go, and you come back down. Now, he's done this more than once, and they were making a documentary on it, and he passed away. I mean, he took his life in his own hands. It's an extreme sport. I don't recommend anybody does it. But this guy decided to do it, and now what makes me wonder is you go and different newspapers around the world will say different things. In England, or in the UK, where he's from, it said he was killed during a wing diving accident, and everywhere else in the world, he died during a wing diving accident. To me, killed means it's not his fault. Somebody went out and sabotaged him or killed him. Died is, well, he messed up, he died. Really? There's no real details that I can get. Now, can you believe that a young lady in my city, Toronto, posted up that she had her bike stolen, and it actually appeared. It came back. What an amazing story. If you guys want to get any of this information, just look up these names on the internet, check it out. Hopefully everything runs well for you guys. I'm impressed with everything. This is just, I guess, my review of the news. I'm going to try this for a while, and then I'll try something else. Whenever I'm in the mood to give you guys more information, I will. Again, look these people up. It's hilarious. The irony, and I understand why people don't complain about those other countries, because they will kill you in those other countries. So, all the best. It's Davy signing off. That was my news for the week. Enjoy. Goodbye.